Hello friends, how's you? I hope all are fine and healthy. Welcome to Affairs Cloud Learn to Lead. This is Ashu and today we will discuss very important current affairs of 12th of February 2021. You can see two best images of the day, but today we will discuss 14 to 15 very important and most important current affair. So watch video till last, and I am requesting you all the students that you have to like this video, you have to share as maximum as possible, and you have to subscribe our channel. But before proceeding, I just want to discuss about Affairs Cloud PDF subscription. You can buy our Affairs Cloud PDF subscription at very minimal cost. How you can buy this type of the subscription? You have to download our application. If you want to buy 2021 current affairs subscription, then you have to download our application. Sir, what is the name of application? Application name is Careers Cloud. So remember guys, the application name is not the Affairs Cloud. Application name is Careers Cloud, and you can download with very simple method. We put a downloading link in the description box. By this downloading link, you can download this application. We are providing 1 year subscription as well as 2 year subscription. So what we are providing under this subscription? We are providing daily wise PDF. In the daily wise PDF section, we are providing two type of the PDFs. The first PDF is related to theoretical current affairs of particular day, and second PDF is related to the question and answer format of the current affair. It means you can revise the daily current affairs in the format of question and answer. Next is the weekly PDF, very important because you can revise the current affair on weekly basis. Next is weekly test, very important again because you can evaluate yourself that how much current affair you can remember for long time period. Next is the monthly PDF section, and it is the most important section because we are providing various PDFs under this section. Like first PDF is the study PDF. It means all the theoretical current affairs and detailed current affairs of particular month will be provided under this PDF. Next is the question and answer PDF. It means all the theoretical current affairs will be converted into the format of question and answer so that you can revise easily. Next is the pocket PDF. As the name suggests, it is very useful to revise the current affair before your exam very quickly. Next is Banking, Finance and Economy PDF, especially for those aspirants who are preparing for banking exam. This PDF is very useful for you. Last is the top 100. It means the best 100 current affairs of particular month will be provided to you in the form of question and answer so that you can revise current affairs very easily. So guys, these all things will be provided to you every month according to your subscription, like 1 year or the 2 year, and the cost of 1 year subscription as well as 2 year subscription is very much low. Very much low guys. You have to download this application. Even after checking, you will definitely surprised to see the price. And on that minimal price, we are providing you 10% extra discount. How you can avail this 10% extra discount? If you use this code ASH10, then you will get 10% extra discount on that minimal cost. So let's start today's current affair, that is the 12th of February 2021. But I am again requesting you all the students that you have to like this video, you have to share as maximum as possible, and you have to subscribe this channel. So let's start with our first section, that is the most important question section, and here is our first question. What is the name of Indian Navy's largest war game underway at the Indian Ocean region? So there are two things which are very important under this question. One is this exercise is conducted by Indian Navy and it is the largest exercise. Second, it is taking place in the Indian Ocean region. And name of this exercise guys, answer is TROPEX 21. So remember TROPEX 21, it is also known as Theatre Level Operational Readiness Exercise 21, and it is currently taking place at the Indian Ocean region. You can also see here the picture, Indian Navy largest war game TROPEX 21 in Indian Ocean region. You can also see here, it is also known as the TROPEX 21 and it is a biennial exercise also known as Theatre Level Operational Readiness Exercise. And guys remember, all the forces like Indian Navy, Indian Army, Indian Air Force and Coastal Guard are participating under this exercise. This exercise started in the early January 2021 and it is expected to end by the third week of February 2021. But you can also remember that this exercise conducted in the 3 phases, like this TROPEX 21 is being conducted in the 3 phases. First phase consisted of coastal defense exercise, that is known as Sea Vigil. We already covered this point. Next is phase 2. It is a tri-service joint amphibious exercise that is known as AMPHEX-21. You can remember Sea Vigil 21, Amphibious 21. And third phase is Weapon Workup phase of TROPEX. And the main phase is the third phase, that is known as TROPEX 21. So there are three exercises or three phases of this exercise, like Sea Vigil 21, second is the Amphibious exercise, third is the TROPEX 21. And remember about Indian Navy, Chief of Navy Staff is Admiral Karambir Singh. Now we are moving to next question. World Unani Day 2021 is observed on which day? Very important day. You have to remember this and mark under the most important days. So why World Unani Day 2021 is celebrated, or why World Unani Day every year is celebrated? It is just to create and spread awareness about healthcare delivery through the Unani system of medicine, especially in the time period of the COVID-19. Why we choose this day, that is on the 11th of February, it is celebrated. Why we choose this day? Because this is the birth anniversary of famous Hakim, or famous, you can say, Unani medicine scholar and specialist known as Hakim Ajmal Khan. So you have to remember the name of this person, Hakim Ajmal Khan. You can also see the picture, 2021 World Unani Day on the 11th of February. You can also see here, this is to celebrate, to create and spread awareness about health and care delivery through the Unani system of medicine. And guys, remember, it is very important during the time period of the COVID-19 because it can increase your immune system. And it also marks the birth anniversary of Hakim Ajmal Khan, a great Unani scholar and social reformer, as this day was first celebrated in 2017. And one most important point here is, where is the Central Research Institute of Unani Medicine? And answer is Hyderabad. If the examiner is asking about state, then answer is Telangana. So remember, Central Research Institute of Unani Medicine. And guys, remember, in India, this day is celebrated by Union Ministry of Ayush. But who is currently the Union Minister of Ayush? Union Minister of Ayush is Shripad Yesso Naik. But he was not very well as health-wise. So that's why Kiran Rijiju ji has additional charge of this Union Ministry, that is Ministry of Ayush. So remember this. And what is the theme of this Unani Medicine full conference? The main theme is Unani Medicine, Opportunities and Challenges in the Times of COVID-19. But not important because this theme is not for the particular day. This theme is related to the conference related to the Unani Medicine. So not so much important. So remember 2 or 3 points. One is it is related to the Hakim or the Hakim Ajmal Khan. Second, the name of the institute and where it is located. Third, the day, that is the 11th of February. Now we are moving to next question. So we only discussed 2 questions because there are only 2 questions in the most important sections. Now we are moving to very important questions. Here is our first question in the very important section. Which police station signed MOU with SBI for implementation of e-Challan? So the most important thing under this question, the name of the bank, that is SBI. Second is, what is e-Challan system? Basically, e-Challan system is a digital traffic enforcement solution through which penalties for violators of traffic rules and generation of channels will be carried out digitally. It means all the violators of the traffic rules and generation of their challans will be carried out digitally. And guys, this state is Meghalaya because the police station is known as Shillong Traffic Police Station. So you can see here, Meghalaya Police signs MOU with the SBI for implementation of e-Challans. You can also see here, this is with the SBI Bank for implementation of e-Challan in the jurisdiction of the Shillong Traffic Police. And guys, remember e-Challan system. What is e-Challan system? I already covered this point, that penalties for violators of the traffic rules and generation of challans will be carried out digitally. And remember, the e-Challan system has been integrated with the Vahan portal and the Sarthi portal of the Ministry of Road Transport and Highways. The integration with the Vahan and Sarthi will help traffic officials in gathering the information of traffic violators such as the vehicle and the driver details, so that traffic violators can pay fines using instant card payments by swiping at point of sale machines or by producing e-Challan at the respective traffic unit. So this is the function of e-Challan. So guys, remember about Meghalaya. Meghalaya Chief Minister is Konark Sangma and Governor is Satyapal Malik. You have to remember 2 national parks in the Meghalaya. One is the Balpakram National Park, and second is Nokrek National Park. That is very important because Nokrek is one of the biosphere reserve of India. Out of 18 biosphere reserve, one is the Nokrek. Second is the Balpakram National Park in Meghalaya. Moving to next question. Who launched Swavlamban Shashakt to promote Stand Up India scheme? So 2 things under this question are very important. One is this Swavlamban Shashakt word, and the second is this Stand Up India scheme. First of all, you have to remember this Stand Up India scheme because it was started in 2016 by Narendra Modi government, and it was also launched by the Prime Minister Modi ji to facilitate bank loans between 10 lakh to 1 crore rupees. Remember the loan amount between 10 lakh to 1 crore rupees to scheduled caste or scheduled tribes or the woman borrower. So the three categories are there. One is the scheduled caste, second is the scheduled tribe, third is the woman borrowers. And what is the amount of loan? That is 10 lakh rupees to 1 crore rupees. So now one organization also launched this campaign that is known as the Swavlamban Shashakt, and it is a campaign under the Stand Up India scheme. And guys, answer of this question is SIDBI. So answer is SIDBI. It means I am talking about Small Industries Development Bank of India, which was established in 1990. And where is the headquarter of SIDBI? Headquarter is in Lucknow, UP. Remember this? This question was asked in recent exam. So you can see here Swavlamban Shashakt mega campaign to promote Stand Up India scheme, so that maximum to maximum entrepreneurs can be generated and maximum to maximum women entrepreneurs can be enhanced. You can see here it is to encourage and creating awareness about Stand Up India scheme of the central government. It means it is just to promote a one scheme which was started in 2016 by Narendra Modi government, and it is a special scheme because it was started in 2016 specially for the scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and the women borrowers, and they are providing 10 lakh rupees to 1 crore rupees loan. And what about SIDBI? I already covered that it was established in 1990 and headquarters is in Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. And who is the deputy managing director? But it is not so much important, so don't remember this. Moving to next question. Indian Navy and which institute signed MOU for the research in underwater domain of naval electronic system? So there are two things which are important. One is the Indian Navy is signing a agreement with any institute so that they can do the research under the underwater domain, especially for the electronic system. So the main purpose of this MOU is just to improve the technological advancement of the Indian Navy, and the institute is IIT. Yes guys, IIT Delhi. So answer is IIT Delhi. So remember about Indian Navy and IIT Delhi. You can see here MOU signed between Indian Navy and IIT Delhi for research in underwater domain of for naval electronic system. You can also see here Indian Navy and Indian Institute of Technology Delhi has signed a memorandum of understanding to further their relationship on the research in the underwater domain of naval electronic system. Just remember, it is just to improve the technological advancement of the Indian Navy. And guys, remember, it will also improve the Atmanirbhar Bharat campaign because we are basically focusing on the self-reliant. And guys, remember about Indian Navy, we are second time discussing today about the Indian Navy. Chief of Naval Staff is Admiral Karambir Singh. Moving to next question. What is the name of the portal which was recently launched by Technology Information Forecasting Assessment Council of Workers? So there are two things very important under the question. One is the name of the portal. Second is this organization that is known as Technology Information Forecasting and Assessment Council for Workers. This is an autonomous organization under Department of Science and Technology, and they launched two initiatives. One is the web portal, second is the name of the mission. So I will tell you the name of the mission, but first of all we are basically knowing the what is the name of the portal. So name of the portal is Saksham. So remember, name of the portal is Saksham. So by the name you can guess why this portal is launched. So you can see here TIFAC launches job portal Saksham for workers and seafood mission. You have to remember this TIFAC institution because it works under the Ministry of Science and Technology, and who is currently Union Minister of Science and Technology, that is Dr. Harshvardhan ji. You can see here it is a job portal for mapping the skills of Shramik. It means it is a job portal for mapping the workers, which this portal can connect them directly to the MSMEs. So it means if MSMEs have any requirement regarding the workers, they can go to the Shramik portal or this Saksham portal, then they can hire these workers according to their skills. So it will work on the WhatsApp channels and also on the online platforms. And guys, remember about seaweed mission. It is started for the commercial farming and value addition of the seaweeds to boost the national economy, so that farmers' income can be enhanced and we can achieve the target of double the farmer income by the 2022. But it is also very helpful in the reduction of millions of tons of carbon dioxide because it can absorb the carbon dioxide and it will create a healthier ocean life. So very important, and mark under the very important section. One is the seaweed mission. Second is the name of the portal that is known as Saksham, which will connect the MSMEs with the workers so that any type of the worker can be hired by the MSMEs. So guys, remember about this organization TIFAC, that is Technology Information Forecasting and Assessment Council. Its headquarters is in New Delhi, but it works under the Ministry of Science and Technology. Moving to next question. Which bank committed $100 million to NIIF funds first ever investment in funds of funds? So again, two things are very important under this question. One is the name of the bank which is providing so much amount under the NIIF. NIIF stands for National Investment and Infrastructure Fund Limited. And which bank, which international bank is basically providing this so much amount in this funds of funds? And answer of this question is BRICS Bank. It means I am talking about New Developmental Bank. It is also known as BRICS Bank. When it was established, it was known as BRICS Bank. But after that, the name changed to the New Developmental Bank. You can see here, New Development Banks commits $100 million to National Investment and Infrastructure Fund Limited. You can see here, other investors in funds of funds apart from the New Development Bank are Government of India, Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank and Asian Development Bank. And this fund of funds, what is the function of this funds of funds? It will pump capital into the Indian private capital fund and will help Indian companies which are looking for equities to achieve long-term growth, especially in the COVID-19 when they are a lack of very much funds. So that's why this funds of funds can provide some funds to the MSMEs or especially to the businesses who are very much affected due to COVID-19. And guys, remember about the New Developmental Bank, who is currently the chairperson of Board of Governor. He belongs to Russia and name is the Anton Sulyov. And vice chairperson of Board of Governor is Nirmala Sitharaman. So this is very important because she is currently the Finance Minister of India. And where is the headquarters of New Development Bank? Headquarters in Shanghai, China. So all the three things are important. Chairperson is also important, belongs to Russia. Name is Anton Siluanov. And Vice Chairperson Nirmala Sitharaman, you can remember easily. Headquarter is most important. Where is the headquarter of New Development Bank? That is in Shanghai, China. And you know, BRICS is a combination of 5 countries: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Remember this also. Now we are moving to next question. Which bank has signed a first of its kind MOU, that is Memorandum of Understanding, with Indian Oil Corporation Limited for providing up to rupees 2 crore loan to Indian oil dealers? So one thing is very important under this question, that which bank is tying up with the Indian Oil Corporation so that this bank can provide loan to the Indian oil dealers. And this bank is, guys, Punjab National Bank. So you have to remember this Punjab National Bank and Indian Oil Corporation tie up for the requirement of loans to the dealers of Indian Oil Corporation. So you can see here, PNB Inc. deal with the Indian Oil to provide 2 crore loan up to the dealers. It means dealers can avail loan up to the 2 crore at very low interest rate. Even some of the dealers can avail this loan with zero collateral requirement. It means there will be no need of any mortgage, any collateral requirement. Why they are not required to submit this collateral requirements? Because collateral security will not be asked to individual who are having dealership with the Indian Oil for 5 years or more. It means they are already secure. So that's why there is no need of the collateral security. So what about Indian Oil Corporation Limited? Very important. Shrikant Madhav Vaidya is the chairman and headquarters is in New Delhi. And guys, you can remember one most important news related to Shrikant Madhav Vaidya. He was appointed recently as the first vice president of the World LPG Association. Remember this is important. He was appointed as the first vice president of World LPG Association or the organization. You have to remember this. And remember about Punjab National Bank, who is the managing director and CEO, SS Mallikarjun Rao. Tagline is the name you can bank upon. Now we are moving to next question. Recently, which country settled $400 million currency swap facility with India? So the most important thing under this question is, what is currency swap agreement? So you have to remember, a currency swap is a transaction in which two parties exchange their currencies or the money with each other. So you have to remember this currency swap agreement. Now India signed with the Sri Lanka. So remember this, it is a $400 million agreement. You can also see this. The main purpose is to provide funding for the short-term foreign exchange liquidity requirements or for the short-term balance of payments until longer-term arrangements are made. So it means it will be used with by both the countries for short time period. So remember this. Now we are moving to next question. This is not so much important. So remember India and Sri Lanka and currency swap agreement of $4 million. Moving to next question. United Nations International Day of Women and Girls in Science is annually observed across the world on which day? So it is one of the most important day because it is related to the woman and girl, and it is known as the International Day of Women and Girls in Science, and it is celebrated or observed by the United Nations. So why this day is celebrated? It is just to recognize the critical role of women and girls play in science and technological communities. So remember, the answer of this question is 11th of February. So answer is 11th of February. You can see here 11th of February, International Day of Women and Girl in Science 2021. And what is the theme? The women scientists at the forefront of the fight against COVID-19, because so many employees are women, and the girls which are voluntary participating in the post-COVID-19 world, and especially the during COVID-19 world. You can see here it is recognized to critical role of women and girls play in science and technological communities, and the theme of 2021 International Day of Women and Girls in Science is Women Scientists at the forefront of the fight against COVID-19. And it is very important day because according to the United Nations survey that during COVID-19, women are participating more than men. So this is a unique thing which is discussed by the United Nations. Now we are moving to next question. You can see here recently Padam Shri Bansi Kaul passed away. He was belonged to which field? So I already discussed about these things that when one person passed away, you have to remember two things. One is he is related to which field and he belongs to which country. But he is currently the national figure, that's why we don't have to remember the country. So Bansi Kaul is a Padam Shri awardee, and he was received Padam Shri in the field of arts, and he was very famous theatre director. So remember, he was very famous theatre director. You can see here the picture of Bansi Kaul, Padam Shri awardee, passed away. You can also see here he founded and established the Rang Vidushak in 1985 in Bhopal to support new theatrical practices through the collective efforts of writers and performing arts. Because he was theatre director, that's why he belongs to the writers and the artist category. That's why he received the 4th highest civilian award, that is Padam Shri, in 2014 in arts. And guys, remember, highest civilian award is Bharat Ratna, second is Padam Vibhushan, third is Padam Bhushan, and fourth one is Padam Shri, and he received the 4th highest civilian award. He also won the Sangeet Natak Academy Award in 1995, but this is not important. Just remember the name Bansi Kaul, and he belongs to theatre. Moving to next section, that is the important question section, and here is the one question we are discussing under the important section, that Member of Parliament Jwal Oram released a new book that is known as Turn Around India 2020 Surmounting Past Legacy. Who authored this book? So we are writing here very important because this is released by one of the Member of Parliament Jwal Oram. So guys, remember, this author also released same book in 2013, in 2015. But the name was only Turn Around India 2020. There was no caption like Surmounting Past Legacy. So now he released a new version with the caption that is Surmounting Past Legacy. And answer of this question is R.P. Gupta. You can see here Turn Around India 2020 with the caption Surmounting Past Legacy by the R.P. Gupta. You can also see here the book explains the economic history of India, which enables it to identify the strength and weaknesses of Indian economic and helps to take the required corrective action so that we can improve in the economic sphere. The book highlights the modes and the strategies required to transform India into a vibrant economy among the developed nations, especially when we are sloganing India like the Atmanirbhar Bharat or the self-reliant Bharat. His debut book was Turn Around India, was released by Narendra Modi in April 2013, but with no caption like this book is released with the caption of Surmounting Past Legacy. So remember, Turn Around India is the basic name and it is written by R.P. Gupta. Moving to next question. And it is our one-liner important point. So there are 2 or 3 points are very important under this one-liner points. Like first is the India's real GDP will grow at 10.4% in financial year 22 by India Research. So the most important thing under this question is the name of this credit rating agency, that is India Rating and Research. And where is the headquarter of this agency? Headquarter is in Mumbai, Maharashtra. And it is a 100% owned subsidiary of a Fitch Group. Fitch is also a credit rating agency of USA. And it is a 100% owned subsidiary of a Fitch Rating. And they are predicting 10.4% growth in the financial year 22. Now next is the RBI restricts withdrawal from the Independence Cooperative Bank. Earlier, they restricted the PMC bank transactions, but now they are restricting the Independence Cooperative Bank transactions. And guys, this bank again belongs to Maharashtra. Next is the Supreme Court stays dismantling of India's first aircraft carrier INS Virat. So the most important thing here is the INS Virat. It is the world longest serving warship. Remember, it is the world longest serving warship, but now Supreme Court stayed on the dismantling of this aircraft. Next is the government set up nodal authority for design and specification of deep sea fishing vessels. So it is very important for the sustainable development of the fishery sector. So, but not important for you, it is just a information. Next is Cabinet Committee on Economic Affairs approved grant in aid of rupees 100 crore to Brahmaputra Valley Fertilizer Corporation Limited. So why the government is providing 100 crore to Brahmaputra Valley Fertilizer Corporation? Very simple. It is just to strengthening the urea manufacturing units of this company. Next is NVIDIA to acquire SoftBank Group Arms Limited for USD $40 billion. So this deal was basically signed in September 2020 and became the largest ever deal in the semiconductor industry. And NVIDIA is very important for you. NVIDIA's headquarters is in California, and who is the founder, president and CEO of the NVIDIA is Jensen Huang. So I am writing here the name Jansen, Jensen Huang, Huang, Huang. So remember the name. NVIDIA's founder, president and CEO, and they are acquiring all the 100% stake of under the SoftBank's Groups of Arms Limited. So remember this. This is not so much important, but you have to remember this. Move into our question section, and first of all, we are answering the question of 11th of Feb. What was the question? Question was, the Himalaya is the example of which type of mountains? So Himalaya is a type of a young fold mountains, because young fold mountains are formed due to the convergence of two tectonic plates. So that is basically formed due to the convergence of Eurasian plate and the Indo-Australian plate. So that's why it comes under the young fold mountains. So here are so many examples, like Kanchenjunga is here. You can see Mount Everest here is here. Godwin Austen is here. So many examples. But one of the example is block mountains. Satpura range is a type of a block mountain. There is no type of the ancient mountains. Next is the residual mountains. That is the old fold mountains. Like in India, there is a Aravalli. So there are no plate tectonic movements now. So that's why they are now, their height is now reducing. So that's why it is known as residual mountains. And main example is Aravalli Hills. So remember, Himalaya is a kind of fold mountains. So now we are moving to the question of the day. Question of the day is, Kyoto Protocol is associated with. So very famous protocol, and it was signed in 1997 in Japan, because Kyoto is a place in Japan. So you have 4 options. You have to answer only in the comment box. I am evaluating your answer. So only answer in the comment box. So guys, if you like this video, then please provide 700 plus likes. It is our motive that we have to achieve this 700 plus likes on regular basis. And guys, you have to subscribe this channel if you are new on this platform, and you have to press this bell button so that you can receive the notification on time. And it is Affairs Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence in general awareness section, definitely. And it is my personal promise that if you're watching the current affairs regularly, and if you're reading the current affairs from the PDF, then your current affairs section go strong. And guys, remember, 9 to 95% current affairs which are coming in your exams are covered by Affairs Cloud. This is the genuinity of Affairs Cloud, and this is the efforts of a full team of Affairs Cloud. So guys, thank you again for watching this video, and always take care, always be happy, because happiness is the key of success. And don't take life so much serious. Life is fun, and always be happy. Thank you guys again. Take care. Bye-bye.